Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Widening Impact series. We will be finishing off our series, which we had 7 previous Excellence Hub presentations from this esteemed colleagues from different parts of the world. And we are happy that we will be closing this seminar series with the METACITIES project. Please be informed that the series will continue in the fall semester, and please be in contact for any information or any relevance that you would have. So without further ado, the session moderation today will be done by Professor İpek Gürsaldino, and I will give the floor to her to introduce the project and to moderate the session. So thank you for joining us, and wishing for a fruitful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone, and welcome again. Thank you for joining us today for this webinar on the METACITIES Excellence Hub in the Southeastern Europe project. So this event brings together people working on smart cities, innovation, and regional development. And our main goal today will be to share what we have learned in this project, how it started, how partners work together, and what are the ideas that might be useful for others. We also hope that this webinar will help build a wider Excellence Hub community and lead the way to future collaborations and maybe new projects. We are very glad to have you with us today, and we can begin the session. I'm very pleased to introduce our first speaker, Associate Professor Tanya Politi, and she will introduce the METACITIES vision and explore how cities in Southeast Europe can move beyond the smart city model. So, Tanya, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for inviting us, for having us here, and for organizing this. I will start with the introduction of the METACITIES project, and then I will give the floor to each of the clusters, as you will see, to present what we are doing in each area. And hopefully, you will have an idea of the work that we are doing here. So let me start. Sorry. Sorry, I don't know if you can you can see my screen? No.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Okay, let me.
Not yet.
Not yet. I will manage to. Thank you very much. I will present the concept and the vision of METACITIES Excellence Hub about future cities in Southeastern Europe, and will exploit digital twins and metaverse technologies. The overall objective of our Excellence Hub that runs for 2.5 years now, and it's funded by the WIDERA call, it's to establish an Excellence Hub for future cities and regions in Southeastern Europe, built upon digital twins and metaverse technologies. And of course, in order to do that, we engage the 4 types of the quadruple helix. And this is academic factors, industrial, governmental, and civic society organizations. We try to motivate cross-border innovative collaboration, and we will explain how we try to do this, and involve the 3 cross-border innovation ecosystems in Greece, Bulgaria, and Cyprus. We do this by developing some technical work along with other parts of the work, and we design some digital twin pilots with targeted proof of concept. All our activities are guided by KPIs. We are 21 partners, and as I said, we are already going through the 3rd year of the project. One ecosystem from Patras, region of Greece, in Nicosia mainly, in Cyprus and in Burgas, but also in Sofia in Bulgaria. And we are also being supported by another partner, Smart Avatar, in the Netherlands. And the activities that we are doing are going to be explained in the next slides. The overall concept is shown in this figure here. From one side, we have the physical world with all the activities and processes that take place in a city. On the other side, as you can see here, we have the exact digital replica of these activities. Of course, smart cities are quite complex organizations, and these digital twins, in most cases, they are related to one of the aspects of the cities. However, they try to replicate all the interconnections and all the relations of the activities and processes of a smart city. And for that reason, we need a lot, like, for example, we need data that needs to be guided from the physical world to this digital twin. And in order to do this, you need a quite high performance ICT infrastructure in the middle that can lead all this data and perform the activities that they are needed. At the core of these activities in METACITIES, we have the Open Digital Twin Framework that I will discuss in a while. However, the main thing that makes our cities going from smart cities to METACITIES is actually that this loop is not just visualizing and taking decisions upon data, but also closing the loop with actions. And these actions sometimes can be performed automatically by the digital twin. Just to give an example, we have, for example, we take data about the congestion in a city, and then the digital twin can do some prediction, use contemporary tools like artificial intelligence and other simulators in order to see that the congestion is coming and give order to reroute the traffic automatically. But there are can be some examples, like, for example, when we need to do some investment on paving some streets in a city, and then we can run simulations about how the traffic and the congestion will be performed in the city, and of course decide whether to go ahead with some investments that we are planning to do. The overall thing that is shown here is that it's not only technical things that take place in such transition from smart city to meta-cities, but there are many issues that concern societal and business aspects, and this is how our project is comprises from various work packages, like the work package 2 that has to do with defining long-term R&I vision and strategies, work package 3 where most of the design technical work takes place, like designing the open digital twin framework and the ICT infrastructures. Work package 5 where we develop the business models and some of the investment and sustainability plans, and work package 4 that has just started, and we're designing the pilots and the proof of concept experiments. And this diagram here shows how the digital twin and the open digital twin framework is the binding element that contributes towards conversion and co-creation of the strategies, as well as their the deployment. As you can see, we have a framework which is actually a reference software architecture that describes the digital twin, the models that they use, some of the interactions with the physical counterparts, and we have 3 cities. Each of the city has selected an important area of the city life, like smart mobility in Patra, smart urban planning in Cyprus, and smart and energy efficient buildings, as you will see in a while in Burgas. And through the technical activities that we are doing, we will try to give some pilots and of course give some feedback to the whole procedure of how to design and build a digital twin for a city. You can understand that the technical work and the technical choices are greatly fueled by the non-technical aspects, and of course for that to take place we really need to work together on this framework in order to be able to co-design many of the things that we are doing. Here I would like to thank you for your attention, and I will give the floor to each of the regional ecosystems to present the work that they are doing. Thank you. Then I will start with the Greek cluster and what we are doing there. I will give a short overview of what we are doing there. Sorry about this. Give me 1 second, please. So in this part of the presentation, I will talk about the work that we are doing in the Greek cluster, the Patras Digital Innovation Ecosystem, and of course, the way that we're moving forward from smart cities to metacities in this part of the world. As we said, this is the ecosystem that we will discuss, and this is the work that we are going to discuss. I will put the emphasis on what we are doing in this part of Greece, and of course, this is led by University of Patras as far as the technical part is concerned. However, the main thing that, as we said, we are using in order to co-develop and co-design our tools is the Open Digital Twin Framework. Architecturally, this is shown in this diagram. You can see the data coming from various devices is forwarded to gateways and edge processor to the data storage layers, and of course it's consumed by the digital twin and the applications on top, and at the same time there are various data or even tools that can be incorporated from third parties. As you can see, methodologically, what we have worked, we have set the areas. So for Patras, we are talking about smart mobility. We finalized the use cases. Then the second part of the work is see the input data sources and try to have a high-level technical approach and specifications. Then in the third steps, we specify the details of the components that they were introduced, and of course we correlated them with the requirements and the use cases. And now we are designing the digital twin, the transition to metaverse, and of course giving some emphasis to what we call 3D representation in general. Now, what we are trying to see is the main technologies that they are deployed to create the common OTDF, including, of course, network technologies and compute technologies. Now, in order to enable the use cases and the representation in the physical world, what we called before the 3D services in that boxes is not very simple. Each of the boxes that we described in the architecture are quite complex, and of course the 3D services are a very complex procedure. We start with capturing the input from various sources, aligning the content in order to create a 3D representation of a physical world, and of course add on top all the necessary details in case we need to provide a visualization of this reproduced scene, as we call it. In the metaverse of applications, of course, this is quite an important step in the sense that we would like to synthesize a scene that looks as real as possible. And of course, in this rendering stage, a lot of emphasis is given, but of course, in the digital twin, the scope is to have a framework in order to be able to fuse data from other sources. So what we are looking into now, it's exactly this part of the procedure where we synthesize the scene with the various input and sources from data. Just to go methodologically and describe what we are doing as an example, in order to connect, first of all, the physical with the digital world, we are trying to, as shown in this diagram here, it shows the real environment with a moving object. And of course, we take the location and space at the given time relative to a reference point. And this is transferred to the digitally reconstructed scene, as is shown here in the inset, in the digital representation of the realistic video. So this is one part, the first thing that one has to do, connect the physical to the digital world. The fact that in Patras we are looking into the smart mobility area, which means that we really need to first of all have moving objects, both real and virtual moving objects, and replicas of the physical scene. So we need to have a physical environment that looks like the real environment. And in order to be able to have real-time replica, but also run what-if scenarios, we need the position of the real moving object, the position and the velocity, all the movement of the virtual moving object, but also the 3D representation and a simulation tool that actually shows the interactions between these three elements. And this is what we do. We add both real and virtual object in the scene that they move, because it's quite important for the smart mobility use case, and interact according to the simulation. So this is quite important. Just to show a very briefly and a very example of what we are doing. This is the 3D representation of the parking in the university, and we have two cars, one real car that is shown with the blue object, with the blue color, one virtual car that is shown with the yellow color, and they move in this scene, and of course when they meet they have to avoid each other, or at least this is what is planned to be performed through the simulator that actually recognizes the other object and tries to avoid it. So that's a simple example of what we need to do, a simple interaction from the physical world to the virtual world, and the elements that are required. Of course, we are scaling these. Just before I go to this, we have various representations that we are looking into, and what people are working on with Gaussian splotches or point clouds. At the moment, we are trying to see the advantages and disadvantages of various technologies as they are shown here. To be able to expand this, to scale this to a whole city area. And this is what we're trying to do, having in mind that in Patras at the moment there is a big investment with sensors, so the digital transformation of the city is taking place. So we are we are trying to collect data through our infrastructure from various sources, like parking, smart parking sensors. So we have data from the parking violation in some cases. There are some sensors counting how many people and the traffic. There is also a lot of smart bus stops that they are put around in the city, and we really would like to combine all this data together and run some smart parking and parking violation applications on top of that. At the same time, through the same digital twin, we would like to run another use case that it is about the emergency sphere responders rerouting. So again, we will use the data that is on top, but also some citizens or crowd report management platform that we have built, and of course smart crossing and event recognition in the city in order to highlight and alert the first responders, and of course suggest various routes. These are the two main use cases that we are looking at. As we said, we have already started. We are trying to make from a smart city in Patras to create the digital twin in the smart mobility domain, deploying the open network infrastructure, because all these we need a high performance network infrastructure and integrate 5G, IoT and cloud compute technologies in order to support this effort. We are building 3D representations from various places in the city, and of course we really need to work on the simulations in various sectors. We are working of course in the digital the smart technology domain, but we really need to see all the various simulators in order to go and run the what if scenarios for and go from what we call the smart city to the meta city. And with this I would like to thank you very much for your attention. So thank you very much again. Now I will give the floor to the Bulgarian cluster and the work that they are doing there. So just give me.
My name is Daniela Alexieva, and I am the manager of the company Innovative Systems Burgas Ltd. The company is totally municipally owned and is the technological partner of the city in its journey for smart city. Our team is highly motivated and very experienced in different smart city projects. We do installations, maintenance, and monitoring of almost all smart city systems in Burgas. The vision of the city is to be a leading for municipality between all the cities in Bulgaria in the area of smart city and technology implementation. Our belief is that intelligent transformation is for the people, and we consider our city as a living lab. The data we consider a major asset which we use for the benefit of the citizens. Digital twins is an instrument that we use in our administrative efforts to do better planning, to coordinate better the processes and the resources, to monitor the life of the city. How we use digital twins in Burgas? We gain better understanding of climate change and its impact in the geographical environment of the city. We, through our models, make better decisions based on past experience and try to look into the future by processing all the data the city may gather together. We create inventory framework for our territories and geosystems which constitute them. And in these models, we incorporate real-time data and registry data. We create models, analyze them, and visualize them to better understand processes and phenomena that occur in these systems. Now, we believe we have new power of taking better decisions for the public. Our basis, our foundations to create digital twins in Burgas are several platforms that we have. The Smart Burgas Integrated Urban Platform that combines real-time data, registry data, different interactive maps, and applications. The Aegis Burgas portal for geospatial planning and urban development. The Open Data Access Bank, where we store data coming from smart systems and administration. Our geospatial twin is a complex effort and a multi-component project. It involves integrated use of the various technological solutions and aims to improve decision-making processes at all levels and all interested parties. Our replica of the real world is a transformational process for geospatial modeling of the city, in which we try to understand climate changes and predict spatial developments. Our geospatial digital twin is based on complete digital model of Burgas, done on data gathered from orthophoto mapping and 3D point cloud mapping. The data is processed in different models. For example, one is the digital model for surveys of the roofs of the city to calculate the energy production potential of the roofs. Other one is the research map for heat islands, which we use in urban planning and try to see what is the effect of different projects. For urban planning, we use 3D clouds for different zones of the city to predict how different infrastructural projects will affect the environment. We use digital twins for green infrastructure planning, and it helps a lot in new design of the greenery of the city and prediction of what will be the effect of different green projects. In our risk assessment programs, we use digital twins to oversee the risk of different floods in different areas, and we consider the risk related to water in our new urban planning projects. For the METACITIES program, we highlight the efforts of the consortium related to green and climate adaptive resource management. The Innovative Systems Burgas company, together with the city of Burgas, joins efforts for instantiation of roadmap and guidelines for digital twins and creation of an ODTF that can help other cities as well. We will do pilot projects for 3 different use cases, and they're as follows: renewable potential and performance analysis instrument, which will be based on the solar platform of the city, where we have gathered data for energy potential of the roofs of the city, and we will be able to create a digital twin model which will support energy production analysis related to previous installations and calculation of future production potential. Second use case is the digital twin for buildings energy performance analysis and evaluation. This one will be done in our BIM platform, where we gather data for different newly constructed buildings, and in the platform we combine registry data related to construction process, real-time data from installed building management systems, and visualization in 3D dimension. Using some AI-based tools, we will be able to provide guidance on implementation of better energy efficient solutions for the buildings, and this pattern or model in BIM environment may be implemented for different buildings in the city, either administrative or private. The third use case is budget planning for energy usage and buildings renovation, which is related to the projects of the municipality for energy efficiency renovations in public and private buildings. The gathered data on building energy usage may be used through analyzing radiometric thermal mapping and thermal inspections for making conclusions of the effectiveness of the energy efficiency measures on one hand, and on the other hand, this instrument may show very positive results to the citizens from the energy efficiency measures taken. And for future budget calculation, the platform can be used for designing new renovations and choosing better variants for implementation of better materials for heat insulation and additional technical measures. Here we have some information about the digital platforms of Burgas. In case you have further questions, we will be open to be of your help. Thank you very much.
So this was the work from the Bulgarian cluster, and I will proceed with presentation from the Cyprus cluster. Just give me a second, please. Apologies, I think I have an issue. Just give me 1 second. Okay, this is okay. I'll do just can you okay. Sorry, I just have an issue with sharing now, I think. Okay, let me just, can you please see if you can you see my screen now?
Cities today face unprecedented challenges,
can you hear?
Yes,
but also
and we can hear, but we
unprecedented
don't have the
opportunities.
viewing.
In this short
at the
video,
moment, so
we'll explore
you-
how digital twins.
Maybe you
please try
can
to-
first start the video and then start sharing.
I can share if you want.
yes, dear Vassos, you are in presenter mode,
Yes.
so yes, if that
Yeah.
would be great too if you have it. Yes,
Thank you
so
for
much.
this opportunity.
Thank you, Vas.
I will share our video now. Sorry, not this one. Yes. So this is a short video explaining what the Cyprus cluster is doing in 2 specific works. You will watch the video, and then it will obviously be available for questions.
Dear Vassos, it seems that the sound is not reflecting. Can you share?
Apologies.
as you share, there is an option on the right side to include the proper selection for enable sound. If you can say include computer sound, I think it will solve the problem, please. Can you try again, please, with that setting?
Yes, stop sharing and start. When you go back to sharing, then you will see that there is
yes, you're
a
right.
sliding
Okay.
thing.
Yes.
That's
I apologize for this. So let's
No
try
worries.
this again.
Cities today face unprecedented
you.
challenges, but also unprecedented opportunities. In this short video, we'll explore how digital twin technologies are transforming Nicosia into a greener, smarter, and cooler city. We are now experiencing the third big internet tsunami, the first two being the fixed internet in the early 90s and mobile internet in the mid-2000s. The term Internet of Things has come to describe a number of technologies and research disciplines that enable the internet to reach out into the real world of physical objects. At the end of the day, what is important for us is that our smart cities employ a number of sensor, actuator, and connectivity technologies. Our aim is to connect these to useful processes that will serve the people. In this short video, we will explore how information generated from the Internet of Things creates value. Let us start with a primary component of the METACITIES project, the digital twin. A digital twin is a dynamic, real-time digital replica of a physical environment. It collects data, simulates scenarios, and supports better decisions, turning data into action. The Cypriot cluster will leverage knowledge and infrastructure available in smart city projects in Cyprus, mainly Nicosia and Paphos, and the iNicosia platform developed by CYENS to address two challenges in urban planning: urban heat islands and smart parking. Nicosia, like many Mediterranean cities, suffers from urban heat island effects, where buildings and asphalt trap heat, raising local temperatures and public health risks. This is much more evident in city centers where temperatures can be close to 4 degrees Celsius higher, creating more than 20% of electricity increase for every 1 degree rise in temperature. The urban heat island effect is driven by the modification of land surfaces, urban geometry, and waste heat, leading to severe environmental, health, and economic impacts. We know from other European and international studies that the best and more cost-effective intervention for UHI reduction are tree planting and green roofs. Through the iNicosia platform, we integrate satellite imaging, thermal photography, and urban data to detect heat hotspots. Machine learning models identify the most effective areas for green interventions, like tree planting or cool roofs. This is more than a visualization, it's a planning tool. It helps cities design, evaluate, and implement solutions before breaking ground. Did you know 30% of city traffic is caused by people searching for parking? This causes delays, air pollution, and citizen frustration. Issues with parking cause an average of 8 to 20 minutes lost every time. The search for parking is a major source of stress and frustration for urban drivers. Digital twins now power a smart parking assistant, guiding drivers to available spaces, reducing search time, and lowering emissions. AI-driven predictions highlight occupancy trends, reuse frequency, and peak hours. These solutions are powered by a robust ecosystem. IoT sensors collect real-time data, 5G and LoRaWAN ensure connectivity, and cloud platforms process and simulate outcomes, creating a continuous learning loop. Digital twins deliver concrete value for citizens, greener spaces and easier mobility. For businesses, data-driven operations. For governments, better planning, lower emissions, improved services. The Cypriot pilot is just the beginning. These solutions can scale to cities across Europe. With interoperability, citizen engagement, and open data, digital twins are ready to lead the green and digital transition. METACITIES is not just a buzzword. We are creating systems empowering people and solving real problems. Together, let's build greener, smarter, and cooler cities.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vassos, and everybody. Then we can give the floor, I don't know if back to IPEC or to our colleague Ioanna Ioannou to continue with the last presentation. I guess, Ioanna.
If she does have a presentation, yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Yes, this is the last presentation. So please, before we go to questions, thank you very much.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I can.
Okay,
yes.
thank you. So my name is Ioanna from EBOS Technologies, which is a member of the Cypriot cluster for the METACITIES project. And today I will present the METACITIES toolkit. So in this presentation, I will first explain what this toolkit is about, provide an overview of its components, describe the currently available tools, and guide you on where to find more information about them. The METACITIES toolkit is a collection of resources developed to support cross-border innovation ecosystems in Southeast Europe, but also any other European Excellence Hub in general. It helps stakeholders to align and implement joint R&D strategies, use common methodologies and performance indicators, facilitate collaboration within the quadruple helix framework, and plan and manage smart city initiatives related to digital twin and metaverse technologies. The toolkit includes white papers, templates, and KPIs, all openly available to enhance capacity building, sustainability, and of course, replication. Here is the list of the toolkit components, which will be made available as the project progresses. These tools represent the most important METACITIES outputs, aiming to guide, as I said before, other excellence hubs. As shown here, some of them are already available, such as the local and joint R&D strategies, the quadruple helix model of innovation, and the action plan methodology and the respective templates. Now I will briefly highlight the available tools to provide an overview of what is included. The first one is the white paper on the long-term research and innovation vision and strategy, which focuses on the joint strategy developed by the three clusters, which aims to enhance urban efficiency and quality of life while promoting sustainability and digital inclusion. This methodology is transferable and can serve as a model for other innovation ecosystems. The second one is the white paper, which presents the research and innovation strategies of Cyprus, Greece, and Bulgaria, targeting the regional challenges while also aligning with the European Green Deal and the Sustainable Development Goals. Key areas of focus include smart mobility and urban planning, digital twins for real-time infrastructure management, and the metaverse for enhancing social engagement in urban planning. The document highlights how these efforts promote sustainable economic growth and support the development of resilient, future-ready cities through cross-sector collaboration. The third white paper outlines METACITIES' approach to smart city development using the quadruple helix model, which involves the public sector, industry, academia, and citizens. More specifically, it defines the stakeholder roles and the value exchange, describes cities as platforms for co-creation and collaboration, and includes also a practical example of the smart mobility use case. And finally, the fourth available tool for now, titled Methodology and Implementation Plan, provides a step-by-step guide for implementing the METACITIES strategy, describes the methodology, and includes, of course, the action plan templates. If you want to find out more and dive into more details, visit our website and find the toolkit page. You can watch the short videos that we have created for our white papers as an introduction, and then read the full documents. You can also follow us on social media, visit our YouTube channel to watch our videos, and subscribe to our newsletter to stay up to date with our latest news and publications. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our presenters. So we had 4 excellent presentations from 4 partners. Thank you very much for this. And we can have the questions if there are any. Hande?
Maybe in the meantime, I could have an icebreaker for questions. Thank you for the efforts on all of the ecosystems. I'd like to ask how you have come together in regard to deciding the countries as well as the collaborative entities for this project, because I think it is important how the core advantages or the competencies of these institutions are reflected in the project. And again, in regard to, because you are constructing a digital twins, how do you define your city's resources? Because I know there are a lot of layers of activities that you're following, but what have been like the prominent activities that have supported this like say structure, because it is a very enhanced and big system in itself to be reflecting a whole system in itself. What were your priority areas? And again, maybe for this, for the ecosystems, do you how do you proceed in activities? Do you all do the activities at the same time, or is there a specific focus for a certain, let's say, ecosystem, and then this knowledgeability is reflected to the other ecosystems? I'd like to ask about your processes in this regard, and thank you again for the efforts and your diligence in this manner. Thank you.
I guess I can take this question. As far as the background is concerned, we had previously communications, let's say, on smart system, on smart cities projects. So we knew the activities. We didn't know each other at a level, let's say, that we had an understanding of what is going on in each city, but not all the partners. So each cluster, its ecosystem, brought together the partners that they represent the quadruple helix, and we all work together in order to specify the vision for this specific Excellence Hub and the proposal that we put in. So that was the background for this. Now, as far as the activities are concerned, we have on board as partners the municipalities that they are related to the work, and the technical partners as far as the technical activities are concerned. We have started building this framework that it's actually the common framework that we are trying to support, and all our co-design and co-development work is being performed through this framework. I mean, we defined it all together and the architecture, and we are trying to build the tools and all the interfaces that is needed. And of course, we have defined the level of interaction through this framework. I mean, we have defined several layers of interaction, like, for example, we could co-develop the digital twin, but that was not feasible because each city has already some maturity in specific tools and specific activities that they are doing. So some cities, for example, may have a more advanced digital twin than the others. So we tried to define the framework where we can work together and interface each other's tools, even if we had that differences. So yes, I guess this is from my part. I don't know if Vassos, that is leading the activity on defining the framework, would like to add something to that respect. I guess that also a positive thing was the fact that we have different expertise that we bring in, and this is quite an interesting and complementary factor. So the cross-regional cooperation, let's say, is also driven and accelerated through that. So Vassos, I don't know if you would like to add something here.
Sure, yes. An important thing, like you said, is the inclusion of every actor in the quadruple helix, and the fact that we all have the respective municipalities in the groups is a major advantage, because they give us their problems firsthand, and we directly address issues that they have in their everyday life. We have seen Burgaz. Burgaz is technically much more advanced than the other two clusters. Science may have a slightly better, let's say, visualization aspect in its digital twin. Patras is much more advanced in the connectivity and the sensing side of things. So we complement each other in all these areas, and at the same time, we also offer each other information as far as the local priorities are concerned. So when Cyprus is trying to do urban heat island simulations, instead of starting from scratch and learning everything by ourselves, we can refer to our Bulgarian associates, and they can give us their take on things. When Patras is trying to resolve an issue with transportation and smart parking, Nicosia, who has done a pilot, I mean, the municipality of Nicosia can actually offer practical views on what works, what doesn't work, how fast things go, if the platforms they consider using are good or not. So this is the type of interaction we have. We're not, like Tanya said, working on all problems all the time together, but we come together very often. The work package that deals with the digital twin, the interaction of the creation of the digital twin framework meets once per week. Sometimes we have more meetings, ad hoc meetings, depending on the issues. So there is a continuous communication, and we have learned a lot about each other through these last 2.5 years. And I personally feel very fortunate to be part of this particular group of people.
Thank you so much. Best of luck, and it's great that you are together for such meaningful impact. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Derek, would you like to go next?
Okay, yes, so thank you. I'm Derek Baker, coordinator for the Solar Hub Excellence Hub project. Hyundai is the project manager. So first, I'd like to say thank you. This is a really, really nice webinar. And so Hyundai and I were exchanging messages on WhatsApp about ideas that we've taken from this, ways we can improve Solar Hub. And so in that sense, it's been really, really good for us. I will also note that I hope I just turned on the cameras and mics for everyone. And so if you'd like to open up the camera and mic to facilitate question and answer, you should be able to do so. And so I don't have a question. I just want to say thank you. And again, it was very helpful for me to get new ideas about how we can improve Solar Hub. So thanks.
Thank you very much, Derek. If there are no other questions.
Just a question in the chat.
me try to read this. The thank you message.
So maybe everyone can
Is
see
there-
this now, but I will read it.
We cannot hear if someone is speaking.
So I can read the question. You create tools for city planning. What is the engagement and involvement of city officials and city planners in your project? This is under the Q&A tab.
Well, maybe I can try to answer this question. The question was about the involvement of the city planners and city officials. I cannot, maybe our partners from Greece and Bulgaria can answer that for their part. In Cyprus, we seek their inputs in multiple roles and multiple cases. One such case is to extract requirements. So when the Cypriot cluster is trying to do urban planning for the reduction of the urban heat islands, we actually gathered, we had a workshop last week, 10 days ago, with municipality and local government officials. And we gathered, I think, 18 of them. And we had a half-day workshop where we presented the project and our goals, and we engaged with them both for getting user stories, so their particular needs and how they view what we're doing, and also we tried to extract very useful business model, let's say, inputs. So who are the value chain stakeholders? Who is providing the data? Who is going to use the data? Who has to build the tool? How is this going to be monetized, if ever going to be monetized, or is this going to be free? So we do that. I would say every couple of months we have some meeting with the local officials, first with Nicosia, but also from other places in Cyprus. Cyprus is obviously not that big, so it's easy to do. So yeah, that's the level of interaction we have as science and as a Cypriot cluster. Burgas, I think, is in a better place in the sense that the information systems Burgas is essentially a linked entity with the municipality. So they know everything about the municipality because they have built already a large number of tools, as we have seen. So they know the needs of the city. As far as Patras is concerned, I also know that there is a close collaboration between the municipality and the rest of the partners, and many of the inputs we have as a project indeed comes from these very useful relationships with the local government. In Cyprus, just to mention, we also have as an associated partner the Deputy Ministry of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy, which is the one responsible for all the digital transformation of the central and local governments. And it's the one essentially creating the opportunities for the local governments to get funding and to proceed with these types of projects. So they are observing what we are doing, and they have helped us with the research and innovation policies. So they gave us their input there, and they will receive the results of what we're doing so that they can influence their policy making after that.
That's great. Thank you for the answer.
can I add something from Burgas? Vasos very well emphasized that our company has built almost every application related to urban planning for the municipality of Burgas. But the administration of Burgas now is at a level of very strong usage of the tools that we have created. And by using the tools and sharing directly their ideas and demands to improve to the digital tools that are created, very much speeds up the work for technological advancement. And most of the new issues that are put like technological tasks for us have already been communicated with the social partners, which have been where through this communication, the issues have been raised, the problems have been outlined and highlighted to a stage where the technical partner needs to be involved. So it is a constant circular upgrading of what we do together with the administration and the social partners in the quadruple helix. And another very valuable thing from Burgas is that our systems are replicable and open for other cities to use the models. But the challenge for Bulgaria is that most of the cities have not reached the hardware core level to summon enough data to be offered as input in the already existing digital tools. So there is a lot of work for the cities in Bulgaria that has to be done on the fundamental level of gathering the data. And there is a chance for them to speed up the advancement when they have the data, just to use the already proven applications that exist in Burgas.
Thanks a lot, Daniela. It's very good to hear different perspectives from different contexts. Okay, I think this is the questions that the audience wanted to ask. Hande, I would like to give you the word.
Thank you so much. It has indeed been a very fruitful session, and with this seminar, we will have concluded our 8 series, which is among the projects as part of the WIDERA Excellence Program. As I have also mentioned in the chat, if you are interested in collaborating with these projects as important stakeholders within these ecosystems, please feel free to reach out to their project websites as well as our Widening Impacts website and LinkedIn page. We're very happy that there is great interest within different entities to collaborate and do more and to enhance our impact. It is with your great efforts and with your great vision together that we are trying to make a difference in collaborating and as well as putting forth an effort to make a difference. So thank you again to all the attendees and to all the participants, as well as our distinguished speakers. Thank you again. We will be continuing our Widening Impact series in the fall, presumably in October, starting in October. Please check out our website and LinkedIn site for updates and posts. So thank you again, everyone, and wishing everyone a great July to come. So thank you so much and have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.